Welcome to another Verbling class. Today's class is about conversation. In today's class, we're going to talk about various topics. Topics that you, the student, will get to choose. We'll begin shortly once students arrive in the class. Well, where is everyone? We have a sold-out class, but for some reason, no one's here right now. So we'll just wait a little bit. Meantime, why don't I see what's going on in the world today? Still got the Grexit going on. There's a vote tomorrow. Good morning.
Good morning, teacher.
How's Omar?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Saturday here, and this is the only bit of work I have to do today.
Yes.
What are you doing today?
In Saudi Arabia, before 1 month, we are in vacation, and after 1 week, 1 month, the same vacation in Saudi Arabia.
Nice. It should be a lot of fun. In a month, I have a vacation too.
Oh.
Let's see. And actually, if you look at my countdown here, my vacation starts in 27 days. So that's exciting. Hello, Natasha.
Hello, Simon. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I just realized I forgot my headset, and I need that because things are so much clearer when I have my headset. Remind me, where are you from, Natasha?
Sorry, I don't hear you clear. Can you repeat your question? I'm sorry.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Belarus.
Sorry?
Can you hear me? I'm from Belarus.
Belarus. Wonderful. So
yes.
that's in Europe, I take it.
Yeah.
Good. Good to see my geography is not messed up. All right, well, welcome to the class. It's good everybody is filling in. We have Omar, we have Wellington. Rafa, welcome back. Glad to see you here. We're just talking with Natasha, not Nasha. Anna is with us, as well as Amp and Adela. Okay, guys, so we had a conversation class yesterday, and I don't think it went, I'll be honest, it didn't go as well as I wanted it to. So today, we're doing it differently. I'm not going to use a timer. You guys are all adults, and what I ask you to do is to be mindful of other students and don't talk too much. I'm going to actually engage you guys into some conversation. Okay? And instead of just talking for about a minute or two by yourselves, because I think this is going to be more beneficial. So what I thought I'd do is I'd start off by spending about a minute and talking with each one of you. Then I'll actually have you talk to each other. Okay? So I'll start with Adela. Good afternoon, Adela.
Good afternoon, Simon.
What is the weather there like today?
Sorry?
What is the weather like there today?
The weather is so hot. Too hot.
Very hot,
but
is it?
yes, but I'm on the beach.
Oh, describe it for us.
This is a village near Valencia, and the beach is with a stone. It's not a sand beach. And today is a little waves have a waves because they are a wine. Wine is not so flat, the sea, but
So the water's a little turbulent today. It's quite wavy.
yes, a little, and sometimes it's not so clear because the movement don't have to move the deep the or the bottom, no?
Okay, well, let me give you and the class some vocabulary here. I used to spend a lot of time on the water. It's Canada, after all. We've got so much of it that there's lakes everywhere. So when you think of a wave, the top of the wave is called the crest. And then the very bottom is called the trough. Okay, so when they measure wave height, they're talking from trough to crest. And
yes.
I have a lake here that has, I've seen 3-meter waves, trough to crest. Okay, so great. Thank you, Adela. That was wonderful. I've got a beautiful image now of the beach, and that sounds wonderful. So now we're going to go to a completely different part of the world. We're going to go to Brazil. Hello, Amp. Good morning. Are you still sleeping? Amp? All right, I can't hear Amp, so we'll go to Anna, also from Brazil. Hello, good morning, Anna.
Hi, teacher. Good morning.
So Adela told us about a beautiful place. What's it like in Brazil right now? What's the weather like?
Oh, it's sunny, but it's not very hot.
Well, what do you consider not very hot?
It's a comfortable temperature.
20 degrees?
A bit more.
25?
No.
No.
No, between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius.
I would have to agree with you. To me, that is very comfortable. It's 68 degrees here Fahrenheit, so it's a little cool yet, but I can assure you it's going to be warming up to about 27, 28 today. So very nice. Are you planning on doing anything today?
No, teacher, because I've been feeling an excruciating backache. I did something wrong at the gym.
Oh no. Well, I hope you're going to feel better soon.
Thank you.
And I hope you've got some ideas for some conversation, because we're going to have a lot of conversation today, talking with each other, and I really hope you enjoy today's class. Okay.
I will, teacher.
Excellent. All right, next to Julian. Hello, Julian.
Hi, Seymour. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. I see in the back of your picture there, it looks like you're up high and there's some mountains. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia, but this picture it's in Quito, Ecuador.
Oh, yeah, Qatar. That's
Yes, was my life.
Saudi Arabia. Not Saudi Arabia. Off the Arabian. What do you call that stretch of land there? Is it the Arabian Peninsula, or is it still part of Africa?
Yes, I think so. Near to Egypt, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, what are you doing today? Are you working? Are you studying? Are you enjoying the weather?
No, really. I went out to make some workout.
work out.
to run, wake out and run for 30 minutes. And I arrived a few minutes ago to start the class. And because really the weather is cold today, we are in winter. I live it, but we don't have snow here in Colombia, but it's very rainy in this time. All of days are rain in this part of the country because we have a lot of climate in this country, and I live in the mountains in the Argentina of the Colombia.
Well, Julian, it sounds terrific. You had a good day, similar to how I started my day. I had a walk before starting this class, so I'm glad you could make it. Welcome, and let's see if Amp can hear me now. Amp, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Terrific. So, other than some technical problems, how is your day starting?
Doing well, thanks God.
Yes, indeed. And what do you plan for the rest of today? Are you taking more classes?
Probably not. I don't know. Probably I am going to watch a movie.
Nice.
Just,
sounds like fun. What kind of movie?
Generally, I like drama movies or action movies.
Or both, if we can get drama, action, and a bit of comedy in the same movie.
It's pretty difficult. Nowadays, the comedies movies are the same. I don't like too much it lately.
Well, take a look at the movie Red, not the second one, but the first one. That's a good example.
I saw that one. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, but nowadays the comic, I just I don't like it. It's all the same. The is the same. The jokes, the same sense. Nothing unexpected, and that's why I prefer drama or action. But action also, for example, I just saw Taken, and it's repeated. I think this is the third part, no?
Taken is yeah, I think it's the third one. And you know what? I really thought the first one was the best. And you know, as we get into our groups in a minute, when I finish talking with each one of you, I want you guys to think, you know, movies are great to talk about too. Yesterday we talked about pollution and the environment. That's fine too. But it's the weekend, so I want you guys to try and relax as well. Thank you very much, Amp. And Natasha, hello. Good morning, Natasha. Have I talked to you yet? My memory seems to be family. I think we just talked, didn't we?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, it's my computer.
No, that's okay.
In my country, it is 5 p.m., so morning was some hours ago.
So you're a time traveler.
Sorry?
You're in the future. See, it's morning here, and in Brazil it's morning, so you're from the future.
Yeah, I see. Yes.
Well, excellent. So yeah, you're kind of relaxing. Maybe you've had dinner yet. Have you had dinner?
Yes, we have had dinner, but today is really hot weather. It's something about 30 degrees, and yes, it's nice for me. For example, I like hot weather. I like scorching hot. But for my members of my family, it's really high temperature, and they are resting now. They don't want to eat. They only want to lay and to drink.
You know, I'd want to do
water. I mean water.
If I was in that temperature too. Well, thank you, Natasha. And Rafa, in your picture I see ice, so you must be from Antarctica, or maybe Italy.
Could be the same.
Yes,
right now. Due to the greenhouse effect, Antarctica and Italy is the same, as far as I know. And in the same way, the whole world is becoming with the same temperature in everywhere due to the greenhouse effect, as you know.
Yeah, there is a greenhouse effect, and we can certainly talk about that today, the effect of global warming. It's not so much the fear that CO2 will cause the temperature to rise, it's that CO2 will cause more methane from Canada, Russia, and all these other northern countries where there's methane trapped. It's a much greater threat, don't you think?
Yeah, it could be because there are a lot of problems involved in this greenhouse effect. The CO2 track, as you say, is so important, and also Western first world as Canada, United States, France, Europe has having a lot of CO2 track. This is a problem right now, but there are a lot of them that I think never knows anything about it. The Wi-Fi, I think, is another problem because due to the Wi-Fi, we are having a lot of hot in city areas. I think
I'm
nobody
not
knows.
sure about that, but you know what? You'll have a chance very shortly to talk about that. I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't know what the research says. Thank you very much, Rafa. Wellington, good morning.
Good morning, Simon. How are you?
Good, good. How are things in Brazil today?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, of course, we can talk about the politicians.
Politicians, that's such a rough topic for a Saturday morning, but you know what? A lot of us get the weekend newspaper on Saturday morning. It's a big newspaper with lots of news, and there's always politics in there, right?
Yeah, but our president, I think she is near you. Not too near. She is in San Francisco, I think.
Well, it's closer than Brazil.
Yes, yeah, doing relationship with the Americans.
Well, is she coming to Canada next week?
Next, I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's
for the games. You never know.
Know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Team Brazil, cheer them on.
So, okay, but we are good. We are good.
Well, that's terrific. Thank you very much. So, guys, I don't know if you've noticed here what I've been talking about, but it's more or less been small talk. It's kind of how we start a conversation, and there's a reason for this, because in a couple of minutes, I'm going to have you guys talk with each other to start a small talk conversation. And what I'm going to do is give you guys about 2 minutes, and I am going to time it just so that you guys don't have to focus on the time. Or you know what, better still, does anybody have a website that has like a stopwatch or clock? Because then I can share out the screen and you guys can actually see, oh, here's a site. That way you can see the time yourself. Stopwatch. All right, this is perfect. Now I just got to change things a little bit so that way it doesn't look like a whole bunch of advertising is shown. That's not what I'm here to do. Omar, while I'm setting this up, why don't you tell us how your day is going?
I don't have work this month. I will take some classes in Verbling. I will take 5 or 4 lessons in one day. Actually, I don't have to work. I don't have work. It's a vacation in Saudi Arabia.
Wow, you were telling me, Omar and I had a little chat before you guys arrived, and he's got some time off, and I was telling him that in a month, in 27 days, I have an entire month off. Well, 5 weeks. So yes. It's great not working for a bit, isn't it, Omar?
Actually, I work 1 week in some company, but I don't like this work. It's actually you will work for 10 or 8 hours in one day. I feel very tired after this. I will and I take a relax and sit in my home.
I can understand that. Well, thank you very much, Omar. Okay, so now we're going to break off into groups of 2. I'm going to ask Adela and Alberto to start off the first conversation. So what I would like you guys to do is, once I click start here, simply talk about anything you guys want. Again, try to engage each other. Start with a bit of small talk. Hi, how are you? Where are you from? And then just try to find something common to talk about. All right? Because it's important that you guys find something you like, but it's also important that you don't take over the conversation. Allow each other time to speak. All right? And be mindful. Don't spend most of the time talking. If I notice that one student is doing most of the talking, I'll jump in and say something. Also, I'll be typing in the chat. So if you see words there, it's either because I'm correcting you or I might be offering up other words that you might want to talk about or synonyms. All right, Adela, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, why don't you start the conversation with Alberto?
Hello, Alberto. How are you?
Hi, Adela. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Well, more or less. Where are you from?
I come from Italy. I live in a town on the Adriatic coast. The name's town is Rimini. I don't know if you know where it is, but it's almost 300 kilometers from Bologna.
Okay, but Rimini is not near Roma?
No, it's 250 kilometers from Rome. Rimini is on the Adriatic coast. It's a very tourist town. It's a really famous town in Europe because during the summer a lot of people come here to spend their holiday during summertime, especially from April till end of October when it's really hot.
Oh, it's in the other coast, no, on the Adriatic.
Adriatic coast, yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay. And what do you do for life?
For a living, I do websites. I am a webmaster. I am a web designer, so I do websites. And I am a technician. I worked for Apple, and so now I do these two jobs, and that's all. And usually I work during the week just 5 days, and then I rest on Sunday and Saturday.
Okay.
And you, what are you doing for a living? What do you do for a living?
I work in a vocational training school, in an agricultural school. I am a teacher. I am a biologist.
Sound interesting. And do you
you
work
guys.
very hard?
Sorry to interrupt. You've hit the 2-minute mark.
Yes.
All right, so now I just want to take a little bit of time. First of all, very good. One word, I only noticed it really with one of you, and Alberto, in North America and British English, we generally say it as kilometers.
Yeah.
If we're doing slang, we might just say clicks. And where that came from is the odometer on the car, so it's 50 clicks away. That's very kind of casual.
Oh.
All right? And Adela, it's a good way to ask, if you're asking somebody about their job, you say, what do you do for a living?
For living, yes.
For a living, right? Very good. And Alberto, generally I would say I work during the week and have weekends off.
Oh, yeah, you can do this.
Yeah. What you said is technically correct, but we don't really say rest anymore. That was something we said like 100 years ago, or a day of rest. It had more religious connotations, like the Sunday is the day of rest. People
Usually I say I take the week off.
That's even better if you can take the week off. All right, thank you guys. Very good. So Amp and Anna, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Who would like to start the conversation?
Amp can kick off.
Okay. Now I want to give you guys a few hints. Relax. Don't rush. If you have trouble finding the right words, pause. All right? So here we go.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Amp. How have you been?
Doing well, thank you. Anna, why are you studying English?
Because my family has been thinking about moving.
to the US, and I am still up in the air. And probably I will have to change my career path, and I will have to study there or find a new job, and I will have to be fluent, you know. But even if we want to move, studying English won't be worthless.
What? How long have you been studying English?
Over than a year, over a year. Sorry. And you? Why are you studying English for how long?
Just for hobby. I really don't need it right now, but yes, I always liked this language, and yes, I've been here for 2 years and 3 months now.
You speak very well. I look up to
I
you.
wish I could.
No, you
Well,
are awesome.
and
Really.
there's the boys, the boy and the girl, and your sons and your daughter, the picture.
Yes, but I thought you were seeing my picture in on on the paddleboard. Auntie, you speak really well, you know, and you are able to please everyone. So I gave you somehow, but in a good way, you know.
And where are you planning to live in Canada?
No, in Florida, but it's not my plan. I don't share the same dream.
Florida, but in Florida you are going to find a lot of people speaking Spanish and Portuguese.
Spanish, not
Sorry,
Portuguese.
guys. I was so interested by the conversation, I didn't realize you guys went over. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about the clock today. I just want to, we've got a full class, so if I don't do the 2 minutes, Wellington and Omar are going to fall asleep by the time we get to them. And I do want to have time to talk a little bit about the conversation. First of all, I think you two girls did a wonderful job. I can't remember who said it. Oh, yeah, Anna, up in the air. It's a great idiom. For those of you who don't know, it means undecided. If things are up in the air, we don't know how things are going to end up. Worthless, another example would be a waste of time. And I heard the word thought. Anna, could you say thought for me?
Okay, thought.
Great, much better. The only thing I kind of suggested, maybe when we do this the next round, is you can ask Amp, if you think Amp's English is so good, ask her how she got to be so good, because maybe she's just been doing it longer than you, and maybe she can give you some tips, because I personally think, Anna, your English is very good. You can hear me when I'm speaking fast, like now. So I think you actually are an advanced student, and you're well on your way to being fluent. So keep up the good work. All right, next to Julian and Natasha. Hello, guys. Who would like to start us off in your conversation?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, since you spoke first, Natasha, why don't you go ahead?
I'm from Belarus, and I have been living here for something about 30 years, because previously I lived in Russia, in St. Petersburg. How about you? Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia. I always have lived here in Colombia. Why do you live in St. Petersburg?
Because I studied there, and after working there, I decided to come back to my home country, and now I live in the capital of our country, in Minsk. In St. Petersburg, I lived in my previous apartment, but after removing, I sold it.
How,
Where, yeah, I'm fine.
Really? Oh, good. What did you study?
Sorry?
What did you study? What did you study at St. Petersburg?
Yeah, I see. I studied in medical university.
Ah, you're a doctor.
Yes, I'm doctor, but I'm don't treat people because I'm hygienist. It's like a doctor. It's a specialist for public health.
I'm in public health, and you
Yes,
work in a
public health.
hospital? Or,
No,
or
no. I'm working at medical university now, and at the same time, I'm working in Republican Scientific Practical Center.
Okay.
interesting.
Let me interrupt. Natasha, you've got a lot
Yeah.
of information. It's very exciting. But one thing, now this conversation was interesting, different from the others. So Julian
Yeah.
asked a lot of really great questions. So whenever it was Julian's turn, Julian played the interviewer. So
Yeah.
instead of actually talking about himself, he would turn around, he would answer, turn around and ask another question. So it's not really Natasha's fault that she spent most of the time talking. However, if you have a person like Julian that you're speaking to, if he turns around and asks you a question, answer quickly and then throw it back at him. Encourage him. You'll see this with people you're speaking with. Sometimes they don't want to talk, they just want to ask questions. Maybe they're shy, maybe they're just trying to make sure you're having a good time, but encourage them to speak too, right? So that's why I have the stopwatch there, is so that you can actually see how much time is being spent talking. So well done, guys. Okay, next we have Rafa and Wellington. Who would like to start the conversation?
Well, I'm Tom. Long time no see you. What about you?
Yes, I think the last time was in Audrey's class.
Yes, I think so. What about your life? Could you tell something about it? What is happening in your life? Not secrecies.
In my life, I think it's not happening something very different, but yeah, I am changing. I am changing an area in my job. At my job, maybe I think I will be good for me. So, but not is very exciting. And you?
Right now, I am trying to learn playing piano, and it's the most difficult skill I ever tried. It's the most difficult task I ever tried. I know play guitar, but piano, it was a dream for me, and I have enough time to play right now, and I think it's so difficult that I can achieve this goal. But it's so interesting. I spend a lot of time trying to play. Do you like music?
Yes. I played the guitar. I also I have a keyboard here on my side, and sometimes I play.
Me too.
But I try to play because now I think all my time, my spare time, I try to learn to improve my English because the music is a little second place.
Yeah. I would like you teach me to play piano, please. Don't forget it.
All right, so let me hear you say the word piano.
Piano.
All right, Rafa?
Piano.
Good. Music.
Music.
Okay, good. And Wellington, great job. When somebody asks you a question and you want to ask them the same question, and you, or what about you? It's a great way to transition. Quite often we talk about our work, not our job. We'll say, what do you do for a living? I'll talk about my work, what I do. All right, it's just another way of saying it. When you start off, Rafa, try saying something like this. Oh, terrific. Well, tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me a bit about yourself. It's a wide open question. The nice thing about it is whatever is on their mind, they'll start to talk about. It's a great open-ended question. All right, and let's see what else to let's see. Oh yeah, do you like movies, TV shows, traveling? You know, always think of the top small talk questions when you're starting off. Okay, so next we're going to have Omar and Adela. So this is your second round. What I want you to do for the second round is kind of think about what we've heard in this first round, tips and tricks. Try to have it so you each spend about an equal amount of time talking. All right? I'm going to shut up now so you guys get to talk. Adela, do you want to start off the conversation?
Hi, Omar. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. How are you doing?
And where are you from? It's a question, but I don't remember. Sorry.
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
It's a very hot place, no?
Oh, it's too hot.
Same Valencia in this moment, because we have a hot a wave. I don't know, but it's a moment with a lot of. It's very hot, the weather.
Yes. So we can see a lot of pretty city in Spain, but when you visit Saudi Arabia, we have some city you can see a pretty city, but in Riyadh, the capital, it's not good. It's not pretty.
There is. Sorry about the weather. This is hot, but it's very dry, no?
What?
Don't rain, no? Normally.
Yes. It's dry.
Okay.
Yes.
It's very dry.
What do you want to become in future, Adela?
In the future, work. Because I work in a school, in agricultural school. I'm civil servant. This is a work for a long time, and I think no change in this moment is not my idea to change.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.
Simon. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So, some feedback on the conversation here. So, Adela, when Omar said, oh, it's very hot here, you could have used that to transition into, because always listen to what they're saying and then think of, hey, this leads into my next question, because I would have thought is, oh, well, what do you consider to be your ideal climate? The way he said, oh, it's very hot here, kind of led me to think like it's almost too hot sometimes. And when it's really, really hot, you're always thinking of someplace cool to go to. Or maybe you could transition into, well, do you have a dream destination you would like to visit? Okay, so it's something to think about. And Omar, she was asking you about the heat, the climate there, and she was asking, well, is it a dry heat, meaning lack of humidity, moisture in the air? Okay.
Okay.
All right, next we're going to pair Alberto with AMP. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, so I'm not going to say who should go first. I'm just going to start the timer. Go ahead, guys.
Alberto, you live in Italy, and I read that many immigrants are coming to your country. Is in your city is crowded nowadays because of that?
Yeah. Now during summer, Rimini it's very crowded of people coming from all over Europe. especially people coming from Russia, German, England, France, from everywhere.
Yeah,
But during, yeah,
but I'm talking
go
about the
ahead.
people, the immigrants, and they coming from Africa, that they arrive
Yeah,
to the coast.
even immigrants, yeah, but not really too much here in Rimini because we are quite far from Sicily. But anyway, we are full of immigrants as well. So they do sell things on the beach, and they open a lot of shops here in the center of the town. So see, we are a multicultural town
Yeah.
now. So
It's,
yeah.
your city is a small city.
No, it's not really small. It's quite big. We are 300,000 people, so it's not big, but it's not it's not little.
But you haven't seen yet any kind of effect of having a lot of people coming from Africa to your city.
Yeah, a lot of people. Did you ask me if many African people come here?
Yeah, but yet you haven't seen or you haven't feel any change for example, in the condition of that people are lacking of job because there are more people that you have to share the space or something like that.
Yeah, as I told you before, they bought a lot of shops here in the center, and of course we saw a lot of changes. Okay.
You guys are gonna watch the clock a little bit. I hate to be rude and interrupt, but I have the power and I must use it sometimes. All right, okay, I'm back to earth now. I'm normal. All right. So first of all, kudos to AMP. Good start. You guys have already done introductions, so you don't have to go through the hi, where are you from bit unless you want to.
Okay.
I think what AMP was referring to, Alberto, is in the news lately there's been a lot of incidents where, or a lot of news stories about a mass migration of Africans to Europe due to famine and war. And I think she was wondering if that's affecting you, or how it might be affecting Italy.
No, where I live, no, because this happened most in the south of Italy. So here we didn't have nothing to do with these things. But anyway, many people come here, and as I told you before, they just want to stay here, or maybe because they are parents or their family, they were already here. So, okay. But there are not too much people coming from Africa or from. But anyway, yeah, we starting to be.
Okay, I gotta stop you there because I'm gonna.
Okay.
We'll run out of time. I've only got 18 minutes left, and I want to give everybody a chance. So that it's certainly an interesting topic. All right, so now it's Anna paired with Julian, and I wonder if Anna can get Julian to answer some questions instead of being the interviewer this time. So guys, go ahead and start. You have about 2 minutes.
Sorry. Hi, Julian.
Hi, how are you, Anna?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking you. What have you been up to, and how long have you been on Verbally?
Sorry, I don't hear you. What did you ask me?
What have you been up to today?
Today, in the morning I went out to make some exercise, and then in the afternoon I will go to the Bogota, near here because I live in village near to the capital of Colombia. I will go to visit friends. And you, what about you?
I will stay home. I've been studying so far because as I told you, I have a backache. But I will be well tomorrow. I hope so. How long have you been studying English, and why?
Really, I started around 2 years ago, but I know I don't pay much attention and that. But in the last year, I start with to conversation and to do a course by online because I like to go to study in Europe in energy solar mastery or magister because I like it so much. It's very interesting. Were you interested, or what are your dreams for your life or for the recent years?
I don't know because it's it's not it's not up to me. Up.
All right, thank you guys. And Anna, terrific job. My goodness, you started great. You saw the clock and you stopped the conversation, and well done. Now, Anna, that was good. I know that Julian didn't hear your question about verbling, but that was a very good start. Now, one thing about your back, because I have back problems all the time, each back is different, but consider heat. If you have a heat pad, that can really help, okay? Or muscle relaxers, too. So just something to consider. A couple of words I'd like Julian to hear, because some of the words I didn't quite understand. I think it's because of the accent. Let me hear you say like.
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 Much.
Much.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Life.
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 Okay. One thing that's interesting, and I noticed for all of you folks that are from Europe that speak Romance languages, you have a lot of nasal sounds. In English, we have, well, I'll say almost none. So if I'm talking as I am now and I go ahead and pinch my nose so no air can come out, you don't notice a difference in how I sound. However, if I asked a Francophone, a Spaniard, to pinch their nose when they're speaking their languages, it would sound very different. So Julian, what I would suggest is when you are speaking English every now and then, you're trying to improve your pronunciation, pinch your nose, and if you feel the pressure of the air against your fingers, that lets you know that you're using a nasal sound when you shouldn't be, okay? All right, so next we have Natasha and Rafa, so I'll share out the time clock again. All right, guys, are you ready?
Hi, Natasha.
Hi, Rafa. It's good to hear you. Rafa, if I am not mistaken, you are from Canada, yes?
No, from Spain. Europe,
from
Spain.
Europe. Oh, yeah. I'm mistaken. I'm sorry.
You know anything about Spain?
Yes, I know where it is located, but I really don't know anything. Can you a little bit say me about your country?
My country is so sunny all the time. We have a lot of beaches surrounding us, and there is a lot of interest and jobs about tourists. It's a place for tourists. We have the Mediterranean Sea beaches, and for this reason we have a lot of tourists, as Italy said before, our mate. And what about your country, Belarusia?
Yeah, my country is not big. It is between. It's located near it with Russia, Poland, Ukraine, and I think that my country is not very interesting for tourists because we haven't something interesting inside, but we have a nice people. I mean that they are really kind and polite, and we like a friend. We like people from other countries, and I think that we have a nice nature, such as forests, fields, a lot of birds, and we have a nice history.
Oh, yeah, and also
Yeah.
for sure you have a very good vodka too.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and on the vodka note, I will stop the conversation. Well done, guys. So yeah, by the way, teacher, I'm the teacher. I'm from Canada, and I know you look at Rafa's background, you think Antarctica, or what the heck, Canada, or even Russia, right?
Yeah.
Where else do you find icebergs like that in your backyard? All right, so observations. I think you did a much better job this time, Natasha. Good work. I think it was a very naturally flowing conversation. If I hadn't interrupted when I did, you guys could have talked for minutes.
Okay.
I'm pausing for a reason there. There is the ability through the community section of Verbling where you guys can set up your own hangouts and talk. It's a free service. You guys might want to consider doing that. And maybe even after class, if you find that you enjoyed your conversation with one of the students here today, ask them if they wouldn't mind setting up a hangout with you and you guys can practice more. It's something to consider. All right, we've got about 10 minutes left, and we've still got 2 students who haven't had their 3rd round of speaking. So it's Wellington and Omar. You guys, why don't you go ahead and have a conversation?
Yes. Hi, Omar.
Hi,
Where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia. How are you?
Oh, good, good, good. How is the temperature there? And what is happening now in your country?
Well, in my country, we have a war with with Yemen. It's not good, but in my country it's good. The weather is too hot and dry. It's good. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience with work in Brazil?
Experience with war?
I'm sorry, I asked you, do you have any experience in Brazil with work?
Work, not war.
Okay, yeah. I work at a bank with planning. I do forecast for a call center, and so I schedule people, and yeah, I have this experience and others because so I work about 10 years, about 20 years. I'm
Okay.
a little old. not too young, not too old. And you? What do you do for a living?
I don't have any work. Before 1 month I worked in a company called Panda. It's a big company. I worked for 1 month, and I don't feel relaxed, and I took a bit out. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Guys, I apologize. There was a bit of noise there. Somebody just arrived at my house. I tried to mute at the right time, but I do apologize about that. I'm going to change rooms here so you guys don't hear any of that noise. So bear with me. All right. Now, one thing I'm going to ask is, after class, I've only got about a minute or two today because, like I said, somebody just arrived. But I want to talk to especially anybody here who's from Brazil, if they'd like to stay behind. Also, anybody who's interested in doing private lessons but is afraid that the current price is just too expensive for them. I want to talk to you guys about something that might be better for you. Okay, sorry I'm out of breath. I just walked upstairs. I'm old, so can't believe running upstairs I lose my breath. I am very happy with today's class. I'm very happy with the results. This is what I was hoping for when I had yesterday's class. And this is what I'm going to do in the future. I need to talk. It's part of the teaching job. If I don't, then I can't correct you, and I know you guys come to the class for that. but I also know the importance of you guys being able to speak to each other. So I'll start the class. We'll spend about a minute talking with me, and then we'll have 2 rounds of 2 minutes apiece where you guys will talk to each other in pairs. This is very important because the world is not what it was 10, 15 years ago. You go to Canada, United States, England, all of the major English-speaking countries, and no matter where you go, you're going to find somebody who doesn't speak English as their native language. So it's important to speak with those who have accents and train your ears. But it's also important that I participate as well. I'll let you guys speak, but then I'll jump in, provide you with corrections, and as you see, sometimes I may speak to up to a minute of that time. But my goal is to ensure that each of you has 3 rounds of conversation. 1 minute with me, a 2-minute with somebody else, and another 2-minute. Now, classes generally fill up, but if we get to a class where there are less students, well then of course you will have more talk time. Does anybody have any questions about this class?
I don't have questions, Simon. I think, but I think yes, this way is good. You are always looking for ways to improve his class, his classes, your classes, and I think this is good. But I think this way, using this method, can be 3 minutes. I don't know. Or 4, I don't know,
yes.
Not sure.
See, here's my thought, and let me throw this out there. Let's say I make it 3 minutes, because I thought of doing 3 minutes. So Adela and Alberto, that's terrific, but then Wellington and Omar, you guys might have to wait 15 or 20 minutes before you get to speak. Okay? With a large class, that's the dynamic. Now I can ask you guys at the beginning of class, do you want 4 minutes to speak or 2 minutes to speak? Now what can sometimes happen in that situation is by the time we get to, when we do the first round, you've got 4 minutes, now you've got another 20 minutes before speaking, you realize, I'm just going to leave class now because, you know, I'm not going to get a second chance or a third chance.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what I'll do. Next class, and I'm not sure if it's tomorrow morning, it might be, but the next class, I'll ask you guys to think, do you want 4 minutes or 2 minutes? Because it will affect the dynamic of the class. It's just the nature of it. All right, so I'll let you guys make that decision. And Anna, yeah, if you want 4 and more students want 4, then guess what? That's what will happen. My job here as a teacher is to help you guys learn English. I also need to provide a good service. I want to provide a better service than other teachers. Okay. All of my classes focus on engagement, conversation throughout the class. The least amount of talking I do, I think, the better. But I need to provide at least 10 to 15 minutes of talk time so you can hear a native English speaker. All right, so let's take a look at what class I have tomorrow, because I know I have one. Or does anybody know what I have tomorrow? Might be a game class. I don't know. Let's see here. My system is slow.
Yeah, 1 class. 10 to you and 11 for us Brazilians.
Yeah, for Brazilians, yes. All right, so it's so slow to come up. Now, geez, it's taking a long time. This is unbelievable. All right, so I won't be able to tell you the class because the VerbLink slide is really slow right now. So what I want to do is I'm going to end the class now. I need 2 minutes to discuss something with some of you guys. So I'm going to stop the broadcast. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow morning.